Okay, we're going to be getting started in just a couple minutes here. We need to get everyone in on the meeting. Always promises to be a bitch and disco time. We're talking today specifically about using Zoom meetings, very similar to this, as a means of generating business. Now, I know that a lot of you might say, well, what is that all about? Really, if you stop and think through where business comes from, so much of it actually originates from uh, either social engagements, or you can make a parallel between the people that you network with or the people that you know and the business that you actually get. That's what this meeting's about. We're going to take a deep dive, but first we're going to let the mob in. Here we go. Okay, folks. Let's see what we got. Oh boy, got a good group of good crowd coming in. Oh yay, Mark made it. Hedeka made it. Dirk made it. Paula made it. Wow, Andy made it. All these great people that I said, wow, I better text these folks. The invite went out so late, we just texted a lot of you, so it's great. Renat, good morning. Good morning. Lavette, loving Lavette. Bismarck, oh, Greg, okay, good. These are some of my favorite people, all coming in, all talking about. Am I like cut off here? Let me get this here now. That's not. Sorry, guys. Don't attempt to adjust your television sets. It's just Ed trying to figure out how to use his computer. No big deal. No big deal. So, everyone well? Anything doing? Before we get started jumping into this whole thing, it's kind of a special meeting today because essentially I host Zoom meetings and I'm trying to encourage you to host a Zoom meeting. There's something about all of that that actually works. I could tell you just from the relationships that I have with all of you. Um, it's a real relationship builder. For example, even if you don't meet the people, Lavette and I had never met in person, but I happen to be extremely fond of her and incredibly impressed with her. And I could say that about a lot of you, that there really is some great relationships that actually get built on here. Certainly trust, understanding, insights. And I just found this to be a phenomenal way of building business and opportunities that we never had before. So I said to myself, what if we actually created content that would appeal to the people who buy or sell real estate? Wasn't exactly my idea. To be honest with you, I get these emails and a lot of people that are saying, host a Zoom meeting, you're going to be able to build all your business and all of this. And I've been getting it for a long time, but it really just kind of clicked the other day. I just said, what is the reason that all of you are here? All of you are here for a particular reason. Now, what can we do to actually get your buyers to go and see you? And if you don't like speaking, maybe you could get somebody to actually do it with you. So we're going to cover all of that. We're going to unpack all of this. It's going to be really good stuff. And again, I think a bitch and disco time. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. There's just one other thing, one little housekeeping thing that I've got to do. Please bear with me, guys. I'm sorry about the little slowdown here, but I got to make sure that we're getting this all recorded. Otherwise, we're going to be kind of screwed. No, we're not getting it recorded. Give me 1 second, because all of you are going to be screaming um, for the outline of this and all that information. If we don't have it, then we're kind of in trouble.
It
So,
did it did tell me that we were being recorded and transcribed, but
okay,
I don't know what you see on your end.
okay. Um, Eitan, if you could reach out to Leslie Mitchell, she said she got the invite, but there wasn't a link. So again, sorry for the technical difficulties. Do not adjust your television set. This is just an Eitan.
Again, what about that?
Leslie
Could you
Mitchell said that she didn't get the invite. If you could just reach out to her and just get her the invite for me, please.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So great. Okay, so that's it. Now I'm back and ready, raring to go. So let's unpack this for a second. Let's talk about the kind of clients that you have and the kind of things that they want. Now, but right now I've got a plan and I'm working on it with a couple of you to create Zoom meeting called Destination Florida. Good news, Florida is a pretty big place, so I could work with great people like Marlene DeCepitis, who's not here just yet, but Marlene is in Central Florida and does not compete with me, and that's wonderful. I could also work with Alicia Warburton, who is in St. Pete, and I could work with pretty much anybody who's here, and we could actually together market an event called Destination Florida and actually reach out to people. But it doesn't necessarily have to be about real estate itself. I want to be very clear about that. I believe that, that's just half the equation. Coming up with the content is great. It's terrific. Eitan and I do it all the time. We fight like cats and dogs about the kind of stuff that we're trying to put together. The next thing is actually filling the place. And that's what this meeting is going to be about, that we're really going to try and focus on, what that actually means and what that unpacks. But before we get into that, guys, what kind of webinar would you want to go to? We're going to build this brick by brick here. What kind of things, if there was something, and I'll give you a great example. Somebody created a videotape years ago, back when there were videotapes. Now, most of you are old enough to know what videotapes are. Maybe not Delaney, but most of you know what a videotape is. Delaney, I'm just teasing. Somebody created a video, how to secure your storage facility. It was a $50 video. You got to imagine this was before YouTube. This was before any of this type of thing. And he sold it for $49.95. And guess what? He sold a lot of them. Why? Because Paula might not own a storage facility. But if she did, and there was no other information, $49 is not a terribly huge number to pay to find out how, isn't it? Again, forget it's a different time. There was no YouTube. There was no streaming. There was no that. They just took content and they used that as a means of going out and getting those people. But think about this for a second. How much more content, what other things does that storage facility person want to buy? What other things do they want? Notice as realtors how we're hit up all the time. The mortgage brokers want you. The title people want you. And we know that the best title person right now is Mark, who's here. Mark gave us the thumbs up. The graphic designer people want you. The printers want you. The health insurance, for God's sakes, I get so many texts. Oh, I'm now improved. They're all lying. All these people want you. Who do you want? And what kind of content could go out to them? Now, I ask that we just have a real conversation here about this, and we're going to dig into it, and we're going to find and build a bridge to be able to do that. Paula, Andy, Greg, and maybe Thomas, if you want. Unmute yourselves. Let's talk about this. If you don't have the answer right away, it's still going to be free association. We're going to have a really good time doing this. And Greg too, what do you think your buyer or seller wants to learn about? Just give us something. Okay, Greg, go ahead.
I wasn't volunteering.
You were. You had your hand up like, you can't do this. And then
Always got my hand up.
Paula's waving. Paula's excited. Okay, let's hear
Good
Paula.
morning.
There you go.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good there.
So
Thank you.
yeah, I'm sure everybody else gets these same requests, but I get emails or texts from random people from out of my area code.
Okay.
And they want to do a Zoom meeting because they want to hire me for whatever. And that's what I want to know how to do. Like, is that obviously that's a scam? And then when you turn it around, you say, well, you know what? I'm going to send you the Zoom link.
Yeah,
The conversation ends. Like, no
so
more
when somebody says,
conversation.
yes, I don't want to talk to you over the phone, I want to talk to you by Zoom, indeed, I could almost guarantee, where are you, Mars? Like, well, you don't have a
Right.
telephone? I mean, it's the dumbest
Exactly.
thing.
I'm working, I can't talk to you. And then all of a sudden you turn it around and then you don't hear from them again. So I want to know, like, I could probably set up a Zoom, but I've done it a couple of times, but I'm not good at it. And that's why I'm here.
Okay.
So
So,
to
I'll
be able
speak
to
up.
communicate with people that I don't know that maybe are legitimate clients that are out of area, it happens all the time, so they want to hire you, and that's really what we need to have. We need to have that skill to make it easier.
okay, so it's like a tree. We'll grow some branches here. Paula says and Paula, thank you. Thank you. Because you said something that half the people here are thinking, I want to do it, but I don't think I'm good at it. And you know what? The difference between Paula and half the people here, she had the guts to actually say it. She had the guts to actually admit it. That was the big difference. So that's great. Paul, what do you think? Would you be able to co-do this with somebody else?
Yeah, I mean, obviously my son is 31 and he can do it in a second, but he's
Okay.
not always around. So to help me and, walk me through every step of it. So yes, I mean, if we did it together or we do it with another person like a mortgage broker to kind of qualify them and talk to them through the process, whether it be a buyer or seller.
Okay. Paula, let me ask you this. Aside from real estate, what kind of content? And if you don't have the answer right away, I'm going to pose this question to every person in this meeting. What kind of content, what does your buyer or seller want to know about?
Market information.
Okay. Let's try and go outside of the real estate zone.
Okay.
Market information is good. Okay. Oh, Greg, was that you just dancing, or do you actually have
All of the above. So other than market information, um, things that are going on in my area or why moving to Charleston is a better idea than moving anywhere else in the country. Which, by the way, if you don't know that, I'd love to set up a Zoom call with you and explain why it's wonderful to live here. The other thing I do is in advance of a buyer coming to the area, I will explain our buyer's agency process and our disclosure of brokerage relationships, which are required before I can show them a house.
Okay.
Um, so I'll get on a Zoom meeting. Actually, I use Google Meet, which is very much like Zoom.
Yep.
It's just free. And I think those are good content opportunities.
Okay. Anybody here go to church? Nobody here goes to church? Anyone go to synagogue? Mosque? Okay, Hedeka, thank you. Okay, Kenny, maybe sometimes. Okay, so is there anything along the lines of that? Now, some of you might strongly object because you'll be thinking, okay, you're using religion as a means of building business. Thank you, Karen. I'm glad you do. What I would say is, if you really feel that guilty about it, give your proceeds to the church. God will forgive you. I'm saying that if you actually put something on that was a real discussion among the people of faith that would be appealing to them, you're likely to get some type of response and some type of people actually going to that. Notice I'm not saying the word real estate or anything else. And again, if this goes beyond what you want to do, don't do it. I'm just merely talking about things that actually work. Who has a passion or a hobby? Who fishes? Okay, Dirk, of course, you're in Denver. You probably wrestle bears or something. Dirk, unmute yourself. What is your hobby?
Oh, my hobby is construction, and I love fishing as well.
Okay. And do you wrestle bears? I'm just kidding.
I have never seen a bear in person.
Okay, so it's interesting that you bring up oh, and Karen said pickleball. That's good. So you mentioned construction. Do you see some type of Zoom meeting that could be created that would be, a topic within construction that could appeal to your buyers or sellers?
Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of home improvements. So, for example, I'm building a 4,000-gallon pond in my backyard right now. So I could see how you could offer a class that just says value add improvements that you get more money back on your property than what you're spending.
Boom. Okay, so great. The pond is 4,000-gallon pond. That's pretty funny. I'm just trying. I definitely send me some pictures. I want to take a look. But notice what he said. Home improvements. Ding, ding, ding. That's great stuff. It might not cross the minds of every client right away, but if they were facing a home improvement, I bet you they'd want to go to this. And it's something that your
Just
competition
for
isn't
our
doing.
non-mathematical wizards, how big is a 4,000-pound pond?
It is 8 foot wide, 12 foot long, and 5 foot tall.
And
Okay. So
you put koi in or something?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
It's what we call a plunge pool here.
Trust me, that's what my kids want me to turn it into.
Yeah, I'm sure. So that's pretty wild. But again, the more specific, the better. How many people do you know that have actually had a pond, that have built a pond?
Have built them personally? None. I
Yeah.
know quite a few clients that have them installed, and they
Yeah.
pay some ridiculous
is it
prices.
is it cemented?
It is. Yep. I'm doing cylinder block walls. Gonna finish it with a deck and a nice waterfall going into it. Pretty modern looking.
Yeah.
Cool.
I love it. Again, now the question becomes, so we know that there's an interest because we got John asking questions because he's now planning on building a pond, and he got my interest in all of this. Um, so now the question becomes, and we need to build the bridge. How do you go from a great idea to getting people to come to the damn thing? That's the thing that's going on. Let's just take a look. We got some comments here. Home maintenance, very good. Probate. Greg, unmute yourself. Tell me about probate.
Oh, I can see holding a Zoom call around, for senior people preparing so that your family isn't dealing what I'm dealing with right now. Um,
Hmm.
and for the younger crowd, how to handle probate when you lose folks, or and also preparing yourself, making sure you've got a will and trust and all that good stuff.
Sure.
So I would see that as an opportunity to hold a Zoom.
Okay. Certainly, what I like, and you also said home maintenance.
Yeah, just the routine stuff. And again, all of these I think are opportunities to engage B2B, bring an attorney on the probate Zoom, bring a maintenance guy, handyman, or a general contractor on the maintenance front, or the home improvement front.
I
I'll
think
hold
you're
a Zoom
muffling
and bring
yourself.
Dick Durkin in.
Your mic got a little muffled.
Okay.
Okay.
At what point?
Better. Now it's better. Now it's better. Now it's
I was saying these are also opportunities to engage B2B and bring an attorney on, or a financial advisor, or get Dirk to co-host on home improvements. Um,
okay.
you know,
So
so
then,
engage that way.
so here, I'm glad you did that because you brought me to probably two topics down, but I'll bring it up now because you're saying it. You could also share in the expense in putting something on, right? Nod wildly. Okay. That's a great idea. Wow, Ed, it's a great idea. Incredible. So we'll get to this because you may be wanting to get, perhaps some type of advertising on Facebook, perhaps some type of advertising that could get out there to be able to effectively get more and more people into the meeting. You also might be able to have a shared database with people. In other words, if I did a destination Florida with a bunch of agents that are in different parts of Florida, and we all collectively marketed to folks, to people, you know, A, we're not really competing with one another, but B, beyond that, um, we're bringing more and more people into that meeting. So whether they actually decide to move to Boca or they decide to move to Tampa or Deerfield Beach or wherever they might want to go, now you've got a situation where there's a shared effort in getting more people to actually go to the meeting. So, if you really stop and think about it, it's fairly brilliant because this doesn't cost much, if anything. I mean, your advertising is an expense. There's certainly wasted time, which is, again, we all know how precious time is. But there's one other thing that we need to talk about here. Where does the video live after the fact? All of you have been to Bogan.ai and then clicked on the video tab to watch past archive videos. Now you've got something that is an archive to actually go out to people. So I just think that if you really stop and think through what these what people are trying to actually see and how they're trying to see it, you can build something that's going to actually live in the database for an extended period of time. That is really, really important. Let me take a look at something here. But let's
And Edmund, just quickly, so just going back to if it's living in a library, and then if you had the meeting transcribed,
yeah.
you could have like effectively a white paper developed out of the discussion,
Yeah.
also living in a library.
You,
And then that would probably help you with search criteria and things like that with AI.
you could have that. You could have there's a program which I take the YouTube videos from here and put these videos into it, and it'll break it into 30 different clips. Now, Eitan and I have been kind of going back and forth on it because unfortunately, Zoom is not the greatest quality video, especially after it's been edited. But you can make tons of content for that. We can make blog posts from the actual meeting. And again, all of this could be recreated with AI. You could make, all sorts of other types of social media posts, faceless videos in many cases. So yeah, the one meeting, You could create 40, 50 different types of content that could actually go out there that could be, and this is important, uniquely you. People say, God, Ed, you're everywhere. It's by design. I am everywhere. I work my ass off on being everywhere. I think it's important that you be everywhere. Now, Leslie, I knew there was going to be one, there's one in every crowd. She's saying North Carolina versus South Carolina. Greg, what do you think of that? That's kind of cool. You know,
No competition.
yeah, so we're going to have the brawl in the parking lot with these two. I don't know if, again, if the kind of person is thinking about that, then that's going to be great. What about all the other topics that I brought up to you in the past? Remember when I talked about the Facebook groups that I've started? Most of you have seen ChatGPT and Real Estate Mastermind, which is approaching 16,000 members. If you haven't been on Facebook and joined it yet, please do join it. We also have new to Boca Raton, Delray Beach, and the surrounding areas, which I created. That's approaching 11,000 members. So now you could take actually that type of thing. If you're finding topics that actually work, you could go on and advertise within those groups, or more importantly, you could find out specifically what topics were actually hot and what topics were not. We're taking a look all the time. And again, Aton and I go back and forth with this. What has captivated the attention of all of you in our meetings? What's been the more important topics of recently? Claude Code, hands down. A lot of you wanted to go and learn about Claude Code. That was just something that actually worked and worked really well. There's been other topics that certainly anything when NAR came out with all the rules, I hit it where it really hurt. You guys wanted to see that topic. I'm waiting for all of you to jump in with even more kind of topics that would really truly matter. Mondami effect in New York. Should you leave New York? Again, I don't want to get my New Yorkers angry with me, Mark, or any of the other New Yorkers. But should you leave New York to come to Florida? Yes. Again, if North Carolina and South Carolina are going to have a brawl, I could have a brawl as well. But we know that people are actually into that topic, and depending upon who you might be able to get as a guest speaker, I've been able to get people that have actually participated in this. If it's on someone's mind, they're going to want to come. And if they do, you are now the only agent in their mind. Do you see how valuable that is? It's live, it works. It sits in the archive, it works. You're creating multiple forms of marketing material out of it. It creates a blog, it creates social media posts, it creates talking points, it creates research that you could do. I've often done social media posts where we're saying, according to a recent survey of the Edmund Bogan Mastermind, 80% of the people said this. I mean, I haven't done one of those in a while, but it's a great idea because now it's that whole thing. 4 out of 5 dentists surveyed recommend sugarless gum for their patients who chew gum. You ever wonder what that fifth dentist has said? He had no teeth, right? The point of that story is that people want that kind of thing. You need to build a story. What kind of stories can you build? Okay, going around here again, I'm going to pick on more of you. Kenny Bellini, unmute yourself. I'm going to pick on you.
Okay.
Leslie,
Okay.
hold on,
I'm gonna
hold on,
talk
hold
about,
on. He's really excited. I'm excited for him here. I'm going to pick on Leslie, maybe if she's nice. I don't want to scare her or anything. Linda, I like picking on you too. So, Kenny, give me a story.
sure.
What would be great content?
What great content is because my wife already does it because she's considered a green agent. She does podcasts and for how to make your home greener and cleaner, right? So getting, even she's had people on about solar and, passive homes and clean air and everything else. And it's become really popular. She's done, I don't know, over 100 podcasts already, and she got a top award in the state from Green Building Council. So she's really into it just as a passion. She doesn't really want to sell real estate. She hands a lot over to me actually, or I help her with stuff. But that's a huge topic.
With the green element here,
With the
let me
green
just ask
element,
this.
she is
Hold
interviewed.
on, I didn't get the question out yet. The question is there any tax advantages to the greenness? Is there
Yeah,
anything that,
there's a
okay,
lot.
do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Now you're getting them with their morals and you're getting them with their money. We're trying to stack on some stuff here, but continue.
Not only if you can make your house greener, you could actually get a lower interest rate. You can get more money because the cost of the house operation goes down. So it gives you more lending power. We did it 3 times already with builders and flips that we were involved in. And each time, right now in California, there's appraisals that have added addendums to it for green technology. So you could probably see it on your appraisals now if you don't have gas, if you got solar panels, all this different things. And we got a price on a home on a flip. The average price in the area was about 2.3, and we got over 2.6 million on it. And it
Hmm.
was a smaller house, but we converted it took all the gas out. And now these developers work with my wife all the time, and they just do
And
flips.
okay, and have you been able to
So she
spin that into?
interviews architects, builders, finance people. We got one finance guy that literally runs about a million different price comparisons. It's the only one that we're going to go to. She's gone, and I've gone with her to different green conferences from the National Association of Realtors in Chicago and Austin, Texas, and you learn so much. And these houses are so clean. There's an entire neighborhood where we've got a friend working in Chicago that's recycling houses, and they got for an old neighborhood that's mostly Black Latino, and it's getting, it's rather than push everybody out and gentrify the neighborhood, their people are able to stay in place. These guys have bought 60 lots already, built houses that could operate on $5 a day. So
So,
the
so,
people, yeah,
so
so it's a
I want
savings,
I
incredible.
want everyone's help here for Kenny, because Kenny, you're good, and I love that you got so
I
much,
know,
and you
I know
got
I'm going all
passion.
over. Yeah,
You got passion. No, but it's great, and we're gonna stick with this for a second.
yeah.
He's got the content. You got the audience. How does he build a bridge? And I'm not asking you, Kenny. I'm asking everyone else in
No,
the
I know.
meeting here. How does Kenny build a bridge from his wife's thing that is extremely popular? Look at it. It's green. It's localized. California's nuts about the greenness. I mean, like it or not like it, that's a California. It's much more California than many,
It's
certainly
healthy.
much more so than
Yeah.
Florida. Florida, fuck it, let's kill the planet. But whatever. The point is that I'm kidding. The point
Yeah.
is, what can we do for Kenny? What could be done with with his wife that could
I
actually
have something.
go back and create something? Sorry, I think somebody was trying to talk and I accidentally muted them.
Sorry, yeah, I have an idea.
Who's this?
This is Lena.
Lena, tell everyone who you are and where you are.
Hi, I'm Lena Kislin. I'm an agent in Florida.
Okay.
And relating to kind
Kenny?
of Kenny,
Hmm.
I recently like kind of witnessed the power of social media. My dog had kind of unrelated but related. My dog had puppies, and one puppy was um, had to have her leg amputated. And in 1 month, we went from 200 followers to 40,000 followers. And I have people messaging me every day, and I think I didn't know what I was doing with social media, but I learned kind of this from it, that people like a journey. So if you kind of document like the beginning, like, oh, this was a house and it was bought and it's not up to par green standards, and you document the journey, people really buy into that and they become loyal. They want to see the outcome, and they want to see the progression from there. So I think in that circumstance, if you say like, oh, this is this in the beginning, and say, oh, this is us bringing in this type of person to do this, like, it just document the entire journey, you'll be able to get a solid, not just people that follow, but people that are genuinely interested in the type of content that you're creating.
Amazing. People do
Yeah.
want a journey, and actually write that down. People want a journey. I think that
They will love
that's
his
just,
story.
but
Everything
but
is
but
story.
It's
but
the story, yeah.
it's the story. But well, who saw the news recently? Again, just show of hands, where there was a woman, they thought she was being attacked in a unit. She was actually just cheering on the Knicks, and the she had some type of poodle mix, and she told the police that it doesn't bite. The dog, of course, ran out, and the cop put 4 bullets into the dog. Has anyone seen? Okay, Paula saw the story. Did anyone else see the story? Nobody else saw the story. Anyone watch? Okay, Livette saw the story. Anyone else? Okay, well, this was national news, and if you look at us as a microcosm of the 25 people in here, um, two of them saw the story. I think there might be more. people, dogs and babies. I mean, it's a huge story. It was a goddamn tragedy too. I mean, it really was just to me, if you're a dog lover, it was very, very sad and just tragic. But so yes, seeing dog delivering puppies always going to get a lot of the one puppy that's sick, huge story. Puppy that has to actually have some surgical thing, you're right. It's a journey. If it's a happy ending, was it a happy ending? Uh, Lena? Is Lena still there? Okay. Well,
Yeah,
let's.
we ended up keeping her, but it wasn't just the what I learned is it wasn't just the like it's the part that people really got invested in wasn't like the clickbait stuff that you would think. It was more like the journey of it. So I think you can have something really enticing that gets someone to click, but to get someone to really follow and like I have people message every day. That's from the story aspect.
Sure. Okay. Two other things that
So
I want
back,
you to think about, and I'll get you whoever that was in a second. Two other things to think about. When I owned a conference company, we're going back 25 years. Um, we went on tour. I actually had three great speakers. It was a very dot-com kind of topic at the time. Um, and one of my speakers was Andrew Fox, who's made, Mark knows Andrew, and we did New York, Boston, Washington D.C. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We had hotel space and we had conference in each one of those spaces, and we did it all in a snowstorm, and we literally traveled together. I had the CEO of Monster.com. Does everyone remember Monster? It was a job board. So I had that guy, I had Andrew, it was a pretty cool thing. And the interesting thing was that, Andrew said to me, yeah, it was good networking, but I really got business from the two other guys that were on the panel. And I kind of thought about that the only business that he came with was the people that he actually was speaking with. Sometimes this is a great opportunity. And if you could add another value to this, if you invite people to be on your webinar with you, you're getting somebody that could really be an ally. Isn't that true? Isn't that somebody that could be a big boost to your business? This is only wins, guys. So was it Greg? Was it you speaking, or who started speaking, or was it Kenny? Somebody was just speaking.
it was me, and I was
Okay.
just going to say to bridge Lena to Kenny, following a conversion of a non-green home to a green home, and if there's an emphasis on how to do it economically, that would be a story I would watch.
Sure.
Yes, my wife has done that a number of times. This right behind me is her award for this year. She got the top award in the state.
Okay. Keep
From the,
leaning. I gotta get a shot here.
that's from the Green Building Council. She's
Okay.
considered I forgot what it says up there, but that's the top award from the Green Council.
Green
We were at
Council,
dinner.
USG, Green Council, California, Heart of the Golden State, 2025. That's
That's
very
her
cool.
award.
And of
That
course,
was the top.
it's wood. I hope it was recycled wood.
Yes, everything
Okay,
is.
good. Very, very important.
And that was a dinner for 500 people at 450 a plate, and that was presented to her, so she got the top award. So she's really passionate about that. She's more passionate about that, and also doing investment properties and flips and stuff, which is great. So yeah, and we've
So,
been together 26 years. So
in the notes that we're going to have, Autopilot. By the way, you could do that when you've got a recording going on. You could say something like this: Autopilot outlines step by step what's been working in this meeting and what people need to know, and that will be what will guide them in the follow-up notes to this meeting. You actually do that. Autopilot does take a note, an extra look at all of this. The workbook is sensational for this. It's giving you prompts, it's giving you ideas. If you're not good at speaking, that's fine. Just be the producer then. But get your name out there. This is a time to brag. At the end of this meeting, when I say wants, needs, and brags, I do it at every meeting. I expect you to get up and brag about something. I expect you to say something. It's not that hard. No one's going to attack you for it. I mean, believe me, I say some of the most outrageous shit, and you keep coming back. What the hell's wrong with you? Okay, so where else are we? AI copyright funnel. So if you take, well, hold on. So you're gonna paste the. Sorry, guys. Let me just get this. Got my notes here. Eitan always says to me, "Follow the notes, damn it." and I'm trying to do just that. So you paste the AI prompt into Claude, and you can say, like for me, moving to Florida or the tax escape, and then you could create both a registration page and 5 reminder emails. We've got prompts in there that will help you actually build out the Zoom meeting. You might say, but Ed, I don't know how to make a Zoom meeting. This thing really walks you through step by step. The only thing that it really takes is a true commitment of time, which you may or may not have. And if you want to talk about it after the fact, I'd love to chat with you about it. I would be extremely proud, just as I was so extremely proud of Delaney when she wrote her book. And again, I'm going to give it another plug. All of you should go to Amazon right now and buy it. Letting go of the house, how to sell a parent's home without losing your mind. Delaney, Delaney, we got ourselves a Zoom meeting right here.
Yeah,
If this isn't
thank
a
you.
Zoom meeting, then I don't know what the fuck is. This is a great Zoom meeting, guys. This is a great Zoom meeting, this book, because all of us, unfortunately, are going to deal with something like this in our lifetime. For Delaney, it happened way too soon when she was 26. It's a heartfelt story that she had here about her dad getting ill and her having power of attorney and doing all of that. But you know what? It's built some. Delaney, did you what was the output so far? If you could unmute.
Yeah, so far I did have one person reach out because they hadn't bought the book, but they saw that I'd written it and it caused them to reach out and set an appointment.
Okay. So if we could do something great, I would create a webinar, Letting Go of the House. I would just use the name of the book. I would just use the name of the book. I'd invite every person in this meeting. I'd invite them to invite people. I would then go and try and build that up, obviously within your community. And it would be a safe spot to be able to build it. I'll gladly help you out with it. Anyone who wants to do this, I will give you a hand. Most of you say you want to do it, but you got to actually do it. I will give you a hand if you really want to go out and do this. But I could tell you it's been a magnet. It's been great for so many different businesses trying to build out their opportunity. Okay, who else am I picking on before we get to wants, needs, and brags? Terry Robinson is here.
I am.
Oh my God. It's a Christmas miracle. And even Levette gave her little shouting balloon or whatever that is. Holy shit. Look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're witnessing a unicorn. This is
Oh,
wild.
please.
Okay.
I shaved off that horn years ago.
Okay, good. I hope so. So the topic resonate with you, Terry?
Oh, good golly, yes. I've been doing my Thank You Brooklyn videos for years now. And Edmund, you know that time that I went viral that the East River is not a river, it's an estuary. You never know what content is going to resonate with people.
Sure.
But it is consistency, and that is a buzzword that we use and use and use. But are you really consistent? Do you really have a plan that this video is going to go out at this time and on this month, and when are you going to create it? And I also want to say to people who are not doing this doesn't have to be, you're not going to a Hollywood back lot to shoot a movie. You're shooting this on your phone. It's better if it's not perfect. Imperfections make you human and resonate with people. So don't go down the rabbit hole of, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. Nobody knows what they're doing. Do it anyway.
Sure.
And done is better than perfect. So
sure. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. And today, now more than ever, what I'm finding is going viral, and I'm doing more and more of this as well. For those of you who might be following my Instagram, I know a lot of you are into the new tools and the new uses of things like ChatGPT and Claude, something that I had a lot of comments on yesterday. My wife's a professional organizer. She's about an hour away right now on a boat on a wealthy person's yacht, organizing the staterooms. It's her first time organizing a yacht. It's kind of cool. She can't take pictures for privacy reasons, but I think the point of the story was she was gone and I was trying to get myself dressed and matching, and I'm not terribly good at it. So I took a picture of myself in the mirror and I put it to ChatGPT and I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, do I match and why? What do you think? And it gave me 8 out of 10 and it gave me the reasons. I then went to Claude and did the same thing, also 8 out of 10. I said, you know what? Good enough. Good enough today. I'm not going to drive myself too crazy about whether I have a pocket square or not. But the point of that is, I put that on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. people went nuts. I mean, people thought that that was a really cool kind of thing, even though we know that they could do it with chat with Claude. What was the other one that I did with Claude? There was some other stuff. So I'm finding that the actual day-to-day use of the stuff has been really, really that you actually finish beginning, middle, and end. People are really loving those stories. You could borrow, or as someone once coined the phrase, you could do a little R&D. It's not research and development. It's rip off and duplicate somebody's idea. R&D, rip off and duplicate. Okay, who else on this before we get to wants, needs, and brags? I'm Jazz. This is really great. I
Hey,
really.
Ed,
Who's this? Who's this? Leslie, you look like you're
hi.
flying a plane.
I just wanted to clarify something when I said North Carolina versus South Carolina.
Yeah.
I live in South Carolina,
Okay.
but I'm close to the North Carolina state line in
Got it.
Charlotte. So what I have run into is people say, "Oh, I want to live in Charlotte." Well, South Carolina is just right across the bridge, and sometimes they end up living in South Carolina. So that's what I end up doing with a lot of my buyers. It says, okay, well, this is the difference between North Carolina and South Carolina. So
Sure.
it's just a FYI. It's not a battleground.
Okay, I'm just messing with you. And you know what? I hate to break it to you. You could probably take Greg in a fair fight anyway, but thank you for clarifying.
I don't know. We're both pilots, so we can fly to a neutral location and have
I,
this discussion.
yeah, no, I was not, I'm not going to play favorites with any of you guys. That's,
Well, that's
everyone's,
important anyway for people to know. I just, if you're near a state line, and you're
True.
probably licensed in both states, it's good to be able to tell potential buyers what the differences are between those
Yeah.
two states.
here's
I'm
an
with you.
Okay,
assign.
but OMG, this is all kinds of media right here.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
go north versus the south. Oh my gosh, there you go. There's a title.
Well, a lot of
What
people,
do you get north? What do you get south? Come on, this is cool. You could go for weeks with this.
well, I had a speaker on. A lot of guys have people in aging communities, and you guys don't know me, but I belong to half a dozen men's organizations and all kinds of stuff. There's a documentary that I was involved in, but I had a guy on my men's group on aging, right? Conscious aging, art of aging. And this is my friend Wayne Lear. I had him on, and he was speaking to like 25 men about this. I mean, you could call Wayne up, and he could actually help you he'll do a podcast for you. I had him on, and all these guys are like, I'm in a men's group that's been around for decades. So these guys are like in their 70s, 80s. So, but that's a really thing is like as we get older, it's like the fourth quarter of your life, how you rebuild your life at that age. So Wayne Lear, he actually teaches yoga at University of Southern,
Get the
USC.
point. Come on.
Yeah, but anyway, but he talked, and these men were blown away about, because some people just, you don't retire, you just recycle. You can't just stop because then you'll die, right? So he was really great on there, and men were impressed. There's so much more,
So
yeah.
So let me give you some topics that are evergreen and that are going to work. Sex. Sex sells, but more than sex, it could be human sexuality. It could be dating. It could be, digging deeper into relationships, places to go on dates. It could be absolutely anything along those lines. That's something that's evergreen. Diet. I talk about my diet all the time. My most popular video is not anything I did in real estate, but it was that video that I made. It's on my Instagram. It's pinned on there where I lost 140 pounds and I went down. I just put my hand over the camera, and a year later I pulled my hand away and edited it together, and you saw Fat Ed versus Thin Ed. People love that stuff. Even with Mark, I joke about Fat Boy Fit Club. A, he's a good friend and I could fuck with him. But B, it's something that everyone relates to it, even if you're skinny. Even this is something that actually matters. It works. Fashion. This is something that people are going to consistently talk about. Oh, look at Eitan. He's all excited. Eitan, go ahead.
Gotta admit, I did love that video. It's extraordinary.
And
I would love you to show it.
I will, after at the very end, just for you, Eitan. Zoom user, is that Lainey again? Zoom user whose hand is up? Or was that an
Yes,
accident?
that's me. Yes.
Okay, hi.
Another thing on the rinse and repeat thing, I
Okay.
had 17 million people look at the profile in the last month,
Of
and it's just on my dog's Instagram. And it's just because there was one video that was doing well, and I just would repeat the same video just like in different versions of it. And so if like one, because I would spend an hour, I would spend a long time trying to edit videos, come up with new concepts, and it wasn't working. It was just doing the simple stuff that was working and just like doing it in different versions. So if you have a video that's working, just like try to do the same thing, but like in a different version. That's what worked for me.
Good. Yeah. I mean, again, you could do stuff over and over and over again. Read about Ted Turner, founder of CNN. He recently passed away. What we take for granted today, he made the reality. We at the time. Wait a minute! I just saw the story an hour ago. You're seeing stories over and over and over again. His brilliance was that he figured out how to recycle content because he couldn't afford to keep doing all of this stuff. Guess what? You listen. I mean, how many times do you listen to the same song? And then you burned yourself out on that song. You ever hear anyone hear that song, Where's My Husband? Baby.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that song went through its cycle already, but it kind of sticks in your head. You just keep it in your head for a while. That is the way that a lot of this stuff works, and it's your job to come up with the topics that are going to really truly matter. And if you want help doing this, I'll gladly do that with you. I'd gladly give you advice on how to go a step further. Whether you win or lose, you win. We get three people to come to the meeting, and all of them are your friends. That's great. You got a video that's actually going somewhere. You got content that you're going to be able to put out there. Where did you lose? Okay, there's only wins on this. That's what I want to stress here. You're only winning. Okay, with that said, 947 wants, needs, and brags. I'm very excited to have Terry
Brag.
here. I hope I could keep him for a little while. But I'm going to get you in
Brag.
one. I'm going to get you in 1 second. I'm going to get Eitan's video, wants, needs, and brags, and I'm going to get Lainey as well. Oh, God, we got a lot of people wanted to talk up today. Just quickly, my brag. Today, it's the 2026. Today is my 27th wedding anniversary. There's my brag.
Aw.
It's now recorded,
Aw.
so I'm officially a good husband. That makes
What
me
are you
good.
doing special tonight?
We went out on Thursday night because both my wife and I are working our asses off today on something. I met my wife on her 26th birthday a few years before we married. To put in perspective, our oldest daughter is about to turn 26. So I met my wife on her 26th birthday at Le Coloniale in Manhattan on 57th, between 3rd and Lex. It's not there anymore. And there's a Le Coloniale now in Delray Beach, Florida. It's the exact same menu, and if you close your eyes and went from one place to another, it looks exactly the same. So for our anniversary, we went to Le Coloniale for dinner. That was kind of
Nice.
like
That's a
Ed,
great
can I ask
idea.
you where you took her for your first date?
for our first date. We had two first dates. The first
The
first
second
date,
first
the
date.
first date, she had a sty in her eye and she was all pissed off. So that wasn't very good. The second first date, we went, you know what? That wasn't as important as when I met her. It just wasn't as significant.
Wasn't it a Hanukkah party at somebody's house?
Oh, maybe you know what? That's probably right. Okay, wow, you're right. It was at Eitan's house. I didn't know that. I took her to a Hanukkah party. That was great. That was at Eitan's house. But I'll just also say this: it took me a year to get her to kiss me. I thought she was no damn good. I kept trying to grab her. She kept slapping me. Whatever. Anyway, it worked. Uh, now it's okay. Okay, who was it? Terry? Where did Terry go? Terry's
Ed,
over here.
was it the
I'm
best
right here.
Hanukkah party you
It
ever
was the
been to?
best Hanukkah party ever. Terry, go ahead. Then we're gonna get to Eitan's Hanukkah party, and we're gonna get to Levette, and we're gonna get to Lady. Go ahead, Terry.
Oliver graduated high school yesterday.
Mazel tov. Yay.
Yay!
That's great.
Yay! And he's going to a great engineering school upstate. Yay!
Fantastic.
So life is good.
I'm very, very happy to hear that. That's, again, milestones, and I think it just seems like a little while ago. He was just playing on the beach or something. It's so
Right,
fast,
right, right.
passes very, very fast. So
It
thank you
sure
for sharing
does.
that. Thank you for sharing that. Love that.
Okay. So
Okay. Talk to me, Goose.
yeah, I picked up a couple listings last week
You see
and I
that?
have a buyer. I don't really work with buyers, but they reached out to me on social media, and I flew up to Boston to meet them a few weeks ago. We had dinner, and they told me they were coming in town. So they did come in town last weekend, and I did get them under contract, ratified with a nice home in Virginia Beach. And I hired a TC finally.
Good for you. Good for you. It will test your ability as a manager.
Yes.
There's always a learning curve. Don't give up, and share with us how you're succeeding with it. That's really good stuff. Always very happy to hear from Livette. She's just gone very far with her career.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Who else was I going to pick on?
I've got
Was
a
it
personal brag.
okay? Who is the personal brag? Where's the person?
Leslie.
Leslie, go ahead, Leslie. Tell us your personal brag. And then we've got Zoom user. We've got
Okay, I'll keep it quick.
please
3 weeks
tell
ago,
us.
I broke 4 vertebrae in my back and 2 ribs. I basically broke my back, but went to the ortho surgeon today, and I don't have to have surgery, and I can start driving again.
Woo!
Yay. That's awesome. That's awesome. Gosh, it's I feel terrible that happens, but it's great that you've always, whenever you come here, have like that optimistic viewpoint, and I think that's a wonderful characteristic you shouldn't change. So that's great stuff.
I gotta ask, how did you do that?
Well, I wish it was an exciting story, but it wasn't. I was leaning over to plug in my phone charger, and when I stood back up, I just lost my balance, got a bit dizzy, and fell into the door jamb of our bathroom door, you know sh sh the corner, and broke four
Wow.
vertebrae and 2 ribs, and
Ouch.
got a lot of good
Oh my
painkillers.
gosh.
Yeah, that really
Oh
sucks.
gosh.
Well, I'm glad you don't need surgery, and I'm glad that you're here, and you've been a great participant and a good friend, and I think that's great stuff. So thank you. I'm going to get you in a second, Kenny, but I
No
promised
problem.
I
Okay.
promised Lainey.
Hi guys.
Hi.
So I officially launched on the App Store, which is really exciting. Yay. So it's free for everybody to use. It's if you want someone to cover a showing for you, write a contract, anything assistant related, it's like an Uber. And you can see their ratings. It's a disclosure, so there's no taking each other's clients. You pay right through the app, which it's Stripe, so everything's secure. And yeah, I'm really excited. I've been working on it a long time. I'm moving up to New York to launch. And yeah,
So
What's the name of the app?
yeah,
Yeah.
what's the name of the app?
Paige. It's
What?
called Paige. And if you type in Paige and Agent's Best Friend, it will come up on the App Store. It's free. I don't know if people remember it, but it's free for everybody. It's basically just a way to leverage the workforce because there's a lot of agents that want work and don't have the clients. And there's a lot of agents that have clients and just need extra help, whether you don't want to cancel on a client, you're out of town, you just need help. It's a way to just connect the dots. And there's legal disclaimers, so there's no stealing each other's clients. There's ratings, so you can see who's best suited. You can track them when they're in location, en route to the house. Live feedback, like, oh, my client wants another bedroom. So you can
So
just be on the other side of town and have someone cover for you.
Paige, Paige or Paige?
Page, like the name, like, and then if you
Just
type
no,
in
spell it.
agents,
P
Paige. And if you
A
type in
I.
the App Store and Agent's Best Friend, it will come up and it's a blue logo
Okay,
with a
got it.
P.
Got it.
Could you
And
put
agent.
the actual link in the
Well, she's
Here,
on her iPhone, so it's going to be
in the
tough.
chat?
let me try to do that.
Okay, here I'm
So
downloading
to
it
make
now.
sure I understand, agents can sign up to be one of the people providing the service, and agents can sign up to take advantage of the service, right?
Exactly.
Wow,
And
cool,
Yeah.
and
awesome.
where is it available?
So we're launching now in Florida, and then I'm moving up to New York to launch in New York. So, but we're rolling it out. If anyone has kind of a market that they would like us to go in, I'm more than happy to. And I'm happy to do any onboardings, show everyone, do trainings. I've been working on this a while, so I'm really happy that we're finally on. So
So,
yeah, I'm willing to work
So
with
what would the
everybody.
showing cost me in Miami Beach?
okay,
So
yeah, go ahead.
you can put your own price, but right now I do it for like $100 for another agent friend of mine. But in real estate right now, that's instead of splitting your commission 25%. So instead of him splitting his commission with me, he pays me per task. And me as an agent that doesn't have a lot of clients, that's great money. And for him, instead of giving thousands of dollars, he's able to just pay per task.
Let me just paraphrase this for everyone. So it's essentially like an Uber app where you push the button for Uber and it comes and picks you up. This is where you will summons specific real estate help. So if you're away and you want someone who's vetted, who they will rank them on there, give a number of stars, that person will then determine, at least this is how you described it to me, Laney, that they will set what their standard is for charging, and they will charge you per showing or per day or whatever
You
formula
pay
it
what
is.
you want to pay. So let's say I'm in Boca and I have a client that wants to see a place in Del Rey. I can't make it. Instead of splitting my commission or rescheduling on my client, I go on the app and say, I need a job done in Del Rey. And every agent, like an Uber app who has the job toggle on, will get an alert there's a job in my area. And they're able to grab that job, and they don't just automatically get the job. I request the job. You would see me, see my ratings, see my reviews. You'd say, okay, I want to work with Lena. Relationships established. No, nothing, no information gets transferred until the relationship's established. So they don't get the client name, they don't get the exact address, they don't get anything until it's established, because me, I had to sign, I'm not taking your client, I'm not doing anything. So no information is transferred until the relationship is there. And then you can track my location. When I'm in the showing, I can say the client wants another bedroom, and all that logs in. So you can just get all that feedback without having to be at the house. And sorry I look like this. I got out of a workout and didn't have time to get ready. So
No worries, no worries. I think it's a great idea. I think her biggest challenge right now is obviously getting the system populated. It does take, we got to prime the pump a little bit, so it makes sense to push and get it done. I think there's a lot of people out there that are in real estate that don't want to do sales, but there's nothing wrong with them. They just aren't the cold calling, or they aren't coming to our mastermind. They really should be. Just as an FYI, they are not doing the things that they really need to do to grow a business, but yet they're perfectly capable of showing a home. And to them, making 50, 100, 150 bucks, whatever it is per showing, from your perspective, let's say, how many showings it takes to sell a house? Well, it depends. But in most cases, I hear 20 to 30, something like that. So if you're paying 100 bucks per showing and it's 25, that's $2,500 that you've actually paid out. If it is a 3% commission on a $500,000 property, that's $15,000 GCI, and you paid out 2,500 of it. It's a lot better than splitting the commission per
and
se.
not only that, but we capture the data. So let's say you have a listing, it all logs into your listing. So you can see every single showing that went to your listing and all the feedback that went during every showing, the time that they spent in the showing. So it's not just a way to connect, you're also getting the data on the back end, which is useful.
So if anybody wants to show and be part of that, they should get in touch. If anyone wants to hire,
Or just wants this in your community, in your brokerage, I'd be happy to. It's free. I made it free. So
great. We want to get the system populated. And by the way, guys, I have nothing to do with her. I know I do a lot of app development myself. I'm not getting paid. I'm not a part of it. I don't hold an equitable stake in it. I just like her, and I just think she's young and hardworking and really working. I want to see all of you succeed. So that's why I've invited her to these meetings, and I hope that you get that out. Eva, you had a question.
Yes, hi. So like if you are in the app, how do you get the stars and reviews if you're just starting as an agent in the app?
So if you're just starting, how I wanted to kind of get people comfortable with it is I wanted to go to the head brokerage of the office and say, okay, who are some agents that you recommend to be doing showings for people? So I didn't want it to just be any random person on the app. Everyone needs a license, but to start before it gets populated, I wanted it to be, I wanted a really nice experience. So it's not just getting like a brand new agent off on your brokerage. I wanted to go to the brokerage head and be like, who do you recommend for using this service? And that's how I was in touch with different agents in my office. I went to my broker and I said, hey, I'm good at this, like, and they know I was like, who can you put me in touch with where I can do extra work to earn extra income? So brokerage heads that are involved in their brokerage tend to know those types of people.
It's great stuff.
So if I
Great.
need a showing tomorrow morning in Miami Beach, can you accommodate that?
Right now in Miami, yes, because I would do it myself. But until it's fully populated, it needs to be fully populated first. So that's why I'm going to New York, because there's a lot of concentration of agents in New York. And so it's kind of the chicken and the egg situation of like, okay, you need people requesting, but you need people on the demand side and supply side as well. So
How
yeah,
many showings have you done so far through the app?
we just launched on the App Store.
Launched it today. Yeah.
It
You
took
didn't answer my
I
question.
shadowed
You
Douglas
didn't.
L. I like beta tested with them for over a year. It's been a long process. So I've shadowed agents, I've learned their pinpoints, their pain points. My background's in software. So that's kind of how this whole thing started.
It's
So here's
wicked
two
cool.
cents and I'll hush. Go to the associations, not to the brokerages.
Associations?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an idea. I mean, well,
The condo associations or the
no, the
realtors
realtors
association?
associations.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Like
mean,
Los
Thank
Angeles,
you.
Beverly Hills. Yeah.
it's as someone who's now applying as a speaker, I just got approved by the associations, but still the person who books is not calling me back. But that said, Lane, we should probably talk about it as well. I think there's definitely some room there. Once this thing is got going, it's called the Page app, Paige. And tell me, just put it. Tell us again. An agent's best friend. Page, an agent's best friend. Put that in there.
And then I'll show you the logo of what it looks like. I'll pop
And
that
you could
up.
send it to me. We could put it on our Facebook group as well. Guys, give this lady some help. I think that she's working really hard on this, and give her a hand as well. Thank you, Kenny. I think we need to. It's worthy of support, and it's worthy of something. We all start somewhere, and I think one of the things that I love about all of you guys is that we're a very supportive community. So she's put a couple of years of her life and money that she doesn't even have into this. So I think it's very important that you do all this. Okay, we got to get off this for a second because I want to just make sure that we have everyone. Anyone else have anything to say with the wants?
My daughter turned 41 on Friday. I got two
Yay.
granddaughters.
Birthday daughter.
She's married to a big commercial broker, and his parents are big brokers in Northridge in the Valley.
Okay.
Randy DeSimone. Yeah. So
Happy
it's
birthday.
all real estate.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, daughter. Levette?
Hey, I just wanted to say I was nominated again for the Best Real Estate Agent contest in Norfolk. So I did drop the link last week in a group. So if you want to vote for me, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
If you have the link again, please drop it.
Yes, send the link.
Yeah, send the
Okay.
link. We'll get to guys. Get to know everyone outside of this meeting, please. You all have so much to add. Oh, Bismarck put his face on here. Bismarck, I really want to get lunch next week if it's possible, or in the next 2 weeks. We're in the same area, and I haven't gotten together with you personally yet. So let's catch up after. Okay. Anyone else wants these brags? Okay, sports fans. Yeah, and finally, for those of you who have not made it into our WhatsApp group, thank you, Lavette. She just posted something in it. We've got a WhatsApp group for our participants, and it's really, really great stuff. Do send us an email or jump into it. You're able to post, read it from time to time. If I know we're overwhelmed with messages and all of that, but all of you do have some great stuff to say. I've seen a lot of business development between all of you and a lot of great stuff. So I want this. To me, it's wonderful because it helps make my brand valuable when you help each other. And to you, it's going to help you out as well. Obviously, if you're the one that reaps the benefit from the deals, we need to get that app back into this thing so everyone could see that. No spam, but definitely just real content would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? Because we're now 10:04. I promised
I posted this in the chat. This is my friend Wayne. I had him speak to a group in my men's group on aging because they're all aging, and it was very impressive. He teaches yoga and he's involved with teachers at USC, and he's been around. He's 75, 78, and he's a yoga instructor still. So amazing.
Love it.
Health.
Yeah,
So
I'm 58 and I don't look a day over 65. Okay, anyone else? Guys, thank you so much for coming today. It's always such a pleasure. I mean, this really does get me jazzed up. I hope it gets you jazzed up. Don't just let this be something that festers. Do something with this. It doesn't have to be exactly what we're saying to do. If you could borrow from this, as I say, R&D, rip off and duplicate, and actually bring it to your office, bring it to your career and use it to make money, I will be shouting from the rooftops. I love it when I hear from you guys to hear that you landed a listing or that you closed a client or that you found some new opportunity or that you avoided a scam. Okay, if you could get all of this from us, I will personally look at that as a great thing. Eitan, thanks. So Eitan, is that the app?
I think that's the app. Is that correct, Lainey?
I'm taking a look here. Yep, that's the app. That's the app. So I'll keep this on just for another minute if you guys want to check it out. It's free to download, free to use right now. So if you could take that, we will also put that, Eitan, if you could put that into the WhatsApp group as well so people see it. And as you have questions, it works, it doesn't work, you got ideas. Come on, let's
Yeah, my phone is open to anybody, so
love it. Okay, guys, great to see anyone. Meeting's over. I will remain for a couple minutes. If you have any AI type of questions, I'm here to take them from you if there's anything else. Oh, and I'm going to be in California, Kenny. I am going back. So it's July 22nd, I arrive, and I'll probably have a
I know I'm busy that day, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm arriving that day and I'll be exhausted.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is I will probably that Friday, as we usually do, make lunch at Tartine. It's my favorite restaurant in Santa Monica. And it's just terrific. And I'm going to invite all our California friends there. So we've done this like 2 or 3 times, right? It's always fun.
Yeah.
And
AI question for you, Ed, before you go.
Okay.
Have you explored Claude Design?
Yes, I have. And it is something that if you look at my Instagram page, and I would encourage all of you to, the most recent post that I have, there's one about a listing that I have, and then there is this. The 2 most recent ones about my listings were made by Claude Design. One of them is just a regular post. The other one is a reel. So if you want to take a look at that, that would be great. And yes, we could probably take a deep dive into that for those of you who are interested. It's a very cool tool. I mean, at first I was kind of resisting it, but now I'm recognizing that I could really crank this stuff out, and it looks pretty great. It really does.
Yeah, I moved my CMA over to that, and just wow, the output, it's so simple, and the output that it generated was phenomenal.
Yeah. No, it's good stuff. Good. Thank you. I think we'll do more and more on that.
What is it? What is it? I missed it.
It's in Claude. It's on if you go to claude.ai and log into your account, if you have an account, you should have an account. On the left-hand column, there is Claude Design. And it's a whole other experience. When you click on it, you're going to be like, whoa, it's a whole other thing. So there's a little bit of a learning curve, but I installed my personal brand identity and I installed my photographs of myself. I have it saved, our logo, Aton, my all the stuff that I put in there. And then I just dropped in information about a property and I said, make a post, and it made this. I mean, you might not be able to see it as well on there, but it's pretty great if you want to know the truth. It just did it got it all right. My telephone number's memorized, my email's memorized, my brand, the colors and all the stuff that I have
You
in
have
it.
a blinker?
What? What? Okay.
That's me road raging.
Okay, don't oh yes. Just use your middle finger, Greg. Okay. Okay, guys. Anything else? Love seeing everyone. Aton, I'll give you a buzz. Guys, make it a great and productive week. And I hope to see you next Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, for another exciting episode of Edmund's Mastermind. Take care, guys.